Students, can you imagine a place where there is no trees, no forest? Still, that place is called grasslands? Yes, it's there because there are some places in this world where there are no forest or trees, but we can find long grasses, long shrubs and herbs, and these places are called the grasslands. And such places where there are no trees but the grasslands are there, we call those lands or those places as the treeless grasslands. Hello students, how are you all? I hope everyone is fine and safe. This is your Arindam sir, your EVS teacher, and I welcome you all to your YouTube channel Revision Learning. So today we are going to discuss about your chapter number 7, the treeless grasslands from your social studies for the class 5 students. So before that, let's discuss what is grasslands or what are grasslands. So grasslands is an area in which the vegetation is dominated by continuous cover of grasses or tall grasses. In our ecosystem, we will find that there are 5 types of grasslands: the tropical grasslands, temperate grasslands, flooded grasslands, montane grasslands, and desert grasslands. And today we are going to discuss basically about this temperate grasslands. Students, can you just remember this word temperate or the temperate zone? Now let's go back to our chapter number 3, weather and climate. In that chapter we got again the 3 climatic or heat zones: the torrid zone, the temperate zone, and the frigid zone. And in our last chapter, in the land of snow and ice, we discussed about basically about this frigid zone. But today we are going to focus on the temperate zone. Let's just discuss about this temperate zone. The temperate zone was the zone which was never very cold and never too hot because of its distance from the equator. So in this zone particularly, the summers were not very hot and the winters were not very cold, and most of the grasslands were found in this zone. Okay, so now we will discuss about these grasslands that we are going to find in this temperate zone. Students, grasslands cover more than 1/5 of the land surface on the earth, means they have a huge area. Now, why we couldn't find these trees in such grasslands? The question may arise in your mind that as its name is grassland, why the trees are not there? Because of the rainfall. Students, grasslands are basically found in the temperate zone, and the temperate zone is that zone where the rainfall is less, and the rainfall usually falls in the summer, and this is why the grasses grow in such regions and the trees are not found in such regions. Okay, because of this less rainfall, the forests cannot grow in the temperate zone. Now students, the grasslands, they are known by different names in different regions. You can see in your chapter the picture is given major grasslands of the world. So the various grasslands are found in various continents of this world and they are named differently. Like the grassland of North America is known as the prairies. In South America, it's known as pampas. In the Asia, it is called steppes. In the Africa region, and especially in the South Africa, it is known as velds. And in Australia, it is called downs. So today we will discuss about the grasslands of North America, that is prairies. So what are prairies? Prairies are the ecosystem parts of the temperate grasslands, the savannas, or we can say the shrublands biome, which is based on the similar temperature climates, and they have moderate rainfall, and they have a composition of grasses, herbs and shrubs rather than the trees. So the prairies are basically found in the interior part of the North America. Okay, and this word prairie is derived from a French word, and the word prairie is itself a French word which means a large open area of grasslands. Okay. Discussing about the location and the land, as I told earlier that prairies are situated in the interior part of the North America, which is further extended from Canada to Mexico. Taking about the geography, we can say that the prairies are located in the northern hemisphere, in between the equator and the North Pole, and the two big rivers passes through this region, and the name of two big rivers are the Mississippi and Missouri. So the Mississippi and Missouri are the two big rivers which pass through this region. Okay. Talking about the climate and agriculture, the prairies, as I told you earlier, that the rainfall is very moderate, and especially the rainfall occurs in the summer season. The climate is not suitable for the trees, but because of these two rivers, some trees are found along the banks of the river. But especially grasses grow in this region very quickly and very rapidly, and they are also very tall. These grasses becomes very tall. Sometimes some hot winds also blows in the spring regions over the prairies, which help the snow to melt down and make grazing possible. So these hot winds are also known as Chinook. Students, for growing up any plants or any grasslands, we need proper water scheme, or in the agricultural language we can say proper irrigation. And due to the presence of the rivers like the Mississippi and Missouri, the farmers of this region are very much blessed and lucky, because these rivers provide water for irrigation. And due to this proper irrigation, this region, that is the prairies, became a place for perfect cultivation of wheat. This region is perfect for growing wheat, and thus it's also called as the wheat basket of the world. Because of these favorable conditions, the United States of America is the largest producer of wheat in the world. Talking about the vegetation and wildlife, when the Europeans arrived on the prairies, they settled down there and they used these lands as grazing lands for their cattle. The prairies remains covered with tall grasses. It becomes a grazing ground for bisons. Bisons are the animals found in those regions. But later on, what the Europeans did, they cleared the land for the agriculture, and then it became the largest farming region of the world. We can find several animals in those regions like the dogs or the sussex, which help the farmers in many ways in their cultivation. They also helps in gathering seeds and storing those seeds, which later on helps the farmers in growing the plants. Different types of birds are also found in those regions. Some of their names are hawks, owls and eagles. Reptiles that feed on the birds' eggs also live here. You know reptiles like the snakes. Apart from these animals, some insects are also found in those regions, such as lubber grasshoppers, tiger beetle, harvester ant and the tumblebug. Okay. Now, life of the farmers and their occupation in prairies. Farmers in prairies stretch over thousands of acres, means they have thousands of acres, and on every farm there are small homesteads in which the farmers' families lives with the workers called the cowboys. So homestead means the homes of the farmers and the workers, and the cowboys means the workers. This is the farmers. Okay. Now, small sheds are also built by the farmers to keep their cattle and their machinery safely. Farmers also use scientific technologies like the plowing, sowing, harvesting, threshing and winnowing with their machineries. They store their food grains in the silos. So silos are the tall containers in the shape of cylinders to store grains, means these are used for storing grains. Another most important occupation of the farmers is animal rearing. They rear animals in the open hilly lands towards the west of the prairies. Cattle rearing is also done in ranches. Ranches are the large open areas. So the large open areas of the prairies are called ranches, and in those areas cattle rearing is also done. Cattle are the most reared for meat, which is consumed locally or they are exported in the other countries too. Animals are also reared in those regions for milk and to make different products from the milk, from those milks. Well-equipped dairy farms are also there in the prairies. Prairies are also rich in minerals like the lignite, coal and mineral oil. Presently, prairies are very much developed in oil refineries and ore crushing. But the most important industries are those of meat packing and flour mills. So the prairies have the most important industries where the meat packing and the flour mills are done. The main industries in the prairies are oil refining, ore crushing, meat packaging, flour mills, etc. So this is all about the prairie and all about the treeless grasslands. So here we have learned so many things, like the grasslands are found in the temperate zone. There are various grasslands found in various countries. They are named differently. Prairies are specially located in the temperate zone in the Northern America side. The word prairie means a large open area of grasslands, and it's a French word, prairie. Prairies are the biggest farming regions of the world, and they are also called as the wheat basket of the world. The climate of the prairies are not too hot and not too cold, and the rainfall is very moderate here. And lastly, cattle are reared for milk and meat, and it's one of the important occupation for the farmers, and the main industries in the prairies are the meat packaging, oil crushing, oil refineries, ore crushing and flour mills. So students, this is all about your chapter, the treeless grasslands. Here you got to know so many things about the grasslands of North America. So with this, I am winding up this chapter. If you like my explanation, you can like this video, share it to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe Revision Learning so that you never miss any of our videos and updates, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Till then, keep studying, and we'll meet in our next video with a different story, with a different chapter. Thanks for watching.